This video will show the options for taking data from Leica Cyclone into CAD zones, crash zone or crime zone. What I've done is open a model space view of an accident. A couple of things I could do before exporting this: obviously cleaning the data using functions like my rectangles, Shift-I to delete inside. If I want to isolate the scene down to a specific area, putting my rectangle on and telling it Shift-O to delete outside. Once I have the data down to the area of interest, I can remove additional things such as superfluous vehicles by putting a rectangle around, adding what is inside that fence, and then doing a multi-point pick. You are able to do this with a single pick, however I prefer the multi-pick. Once I've picked my points, usually 2 to 3 is adequate, my preference is 3. From the Create Objects menu, I will region grow a smooth surface. This command will look at the data selected and find any points that are above that. If I change my view, you'll see the only thing highlighted was the vehicle. Using the delete key on my keyboard, I can remove that vehicle from the scene. This can be used for any other information that is not necessary. I have 2 ways to take this information out. If I have the CADZONE point cloud software, I will window an area, add what's inside that fence. From the file menu, I will export a PTS file. Using all objects that are selected and visible, I will export my point cloud. Once completed, Cyclone will tell me how many objects were exported. That PTS could now be opened in CADZONE using their point cloud program. I'll load the point cloud, and I'll grab the PTS file I just created. Select my units, and the program will now import the points. Anything drawn here inside of the point cloud will automatically be placed inside of the 2D sketch. Now, assuming we don't have the full point cloud module for CADZONE, we can use functions inside of Cyclone, such as the multi-pick, to pick the points we want to create drawing entities from. Create object from those pick points, a polyline. There's my face of curve. Could do the same thing with my vehicles, for example. If I do pick points where each of the tires meet the pavement, create object, from pick points, a polyline. We've located that vehicle. We can repeat the same for this one. Create object, from pick points, polyline, and just like that my two vehicles are in. I could continue on with additional objects such as additional curbing or anything else of importance. Now ideally I would map this in CADZONE because I feel the basic mapping tools are a little easier and in many ways more powerful. However, I can do this inside of Cyclone as well. Now to export the work I've done, what I'll usually do is from the View menu, hide my point cloud. The only thing I want to see are the lines that I've drawn. I'll select everything on the screen, and then I'll do my export. This time I want my format to be an AutoCAD DXF. Now you have two options on the DXF. One is a 2D, which places everything flat at a 0 elevation. The other is a 3D, which locates it at its true elevation. I'm going to do this as a simple 2D. Give it a name, save it, everything that's selected and visible, exported 9 objects. Now when I go to CADZONE, I can import a DXF file, specify the units, and here is the data that was imported from Cyclone. Now I could continue using my drafting functions here in CADZONE to complete the sketch.